Discover the transformative power of Zen and the art of NLP. A lot more success with a lot less stress on Transformation Talk Radio. Every Thursday at 9:30 a.m. Pacific, Dr. Steve Simpson combines the principles of Zen philosophy with the techniques of neuro-linguistic programming to help you achieve your goals with ease and tranquility. Whether you're seeking personal growth, professional development, or improved relationships, this show offers practical strategies and insights to navigate life's challenges with a calm and focused mindset. Get ready to embrace a new level of success and serenity. Zen and the art of NLP starts now.
Hello everyone, it certainly does start now today, because we're embarking on a journey into the profound teachings of Buddhism, starting with the First Noble Truth. This foundational teaching is not about pessimism, although you might think it is, but it's a courageous acknowledgement of the reality of human suffering, a necessary first step on the path to liberation. It's a testament to your bravery and empowerment in facing the truth. We can't change the past, but we can change the way that we think about it. If you do this right, you will glide through life like a swan on a calm lake. If you do it wrong, your life will be like an out-of-control wheelie bin in a storm. Does that sound bad? Yeah, so we're not going to do that. I'm Dr. Steve Simpson, and you are listening to Zen and the Art of NLP on Transformation Talk Radio. Today, as we delve into the dark side of suffering, we'll also explore how the principles of neuro-linguistic programming, known as NLP, and Zen philosophy intersect with this journey. These insights will inspire you and provide practical tools for personal growth and inner peace. Just to remind you, the three foundations of NLP are modeling excellence, using effective language patterns, and learning how to connect to the massive power of the unconscious mind. This can be done through hypnosis, but there are also other ways to get deep into your mind. These foundations form the basis of NLP and are crucial for understanding its principles and techniques. We will also explore Zen philosophies. Zen is a state of calmness, attentiveness, and inner peace. It shares a common goal with NLP to enhance personal development, boost performance, and improve communication. Someone with a Zen attitude approaches a situation calmly and with a focused awareness, because this is the home of peak performance and the source of massive results. Today's headline topic is the First Noble Truth, Zen and the Paradox of Life. As always, I try and find three quotes that highlight some of the things we're going to be talking about. And the first one is philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche. This is what he thought about suffering. To live is to suffer. To survive is to find some meaning in the suffering. Well, I'm hoping there's a bit more good stuff in life than that. But anyway, that's what he thought. Do you know what writer Helen Keller thought about suffering? She said, "Character cannot be developed in ease and quiet. Only through experience of trial and suffering can the soul be strengthened, ambition inspired, and success achieved." That sounds a lot more fun. And one of my favorites, one of my all-time favorites here. Do you know what singer Bob Marley thought about suffering? He said, "Truth is, everybody's going to hurt you. You just got to find the ones worth suffering for." I guess that's pretty good advice. Thank you, Bob. And the source of these three inspirational quotes is from brainyquote.com. Stay with us for the next 30 minutes and let us help you experience that sweet spot of mind, body, and soul to embrace a new level of success and serenity, helping you achieve a lot more success with a lot less stress. Please post your questions and comments, and I'll do my best to answer them in the final part of the show. And you can also call us now at our live call-in number 1-800-930-2819. This is your chance to engage directly with the topic and share your thoughts with our audience. Because remember, you're not alone on this journey. We're here to support you every step of the way. To remind you, today's headline topic is The First Noble Truth, Zen and the Paradox of Life. So we're now ready for our next adventure, and we'll dive again into the profound depths of our brains. I warn you that you may never think the same way about yourself ever again. And you got two choices. You can turn back now, or you can be brave. Trust me, I'm a doctor and, more importantly, a lizard trainer. So let's get started right now. Step 1 of 3 shares the story of the First Noble Truth, because we all want to know where we came from, where we are now, which will be step 2, coming a little bit later, and where we are going, step 3, after the break. These lessons are not just theoretical, they can be applied today in practical situations to achieve more success with a lot less stress. So, where did the story of the First Noble Truth begin? Well, today we're embarking on a journey into the profound teachings of Buddhism, starting with this, the First Noble Truth. This foundational teaching is not about pessimism, well, that might sound like it sometimes, but a courageous acknowledgement of the reality of the human condition, a necessary first step on the path to liberation. It's a testament to your bravery and empowerment in facing the truth, and ours and mine. The Buddha characterized dukkha, that's the word he used for basically suffering, dukkha, into 3 distinct aspects, each one offering a unique perspective on the nature of suffering. The first one was the suffering of suffering. This refers to the obvious and immediate forms of suffering we experience, such as physical pain, illness, injury, emotional distress, grief, loss, and the anxieties of daily life, just to mention a few. It's the acute pain we feel when we stub our toe, the heartache of a broken relationship, or the fear and the uncertainty of facing an illness. This type of suffering is readily apparent, too readily apparent, and easily recognized. The second one is the suffering of change. This is a more subtle form of suffering because it arises from the impermanent nature of all things. Even moments of pleasure, joy, and happiness, they're fleeting and subject to change. We cling to these pleasant experiences, hoping they'll last forever, but their inevitable passing leaves us feeling disappointed, frustrated, and even sorrowful. For instance, the joy of a successful project completed at work may be short-lived as we immediately start worrying about the next one. Or the happiness of a new relationship may be overshadowed by the fear of it ending. I've got a client who has this problem. In fact, as soon as he's in a new relationship, he starts thinking how he can get out of it. Which I've tried to advise him is probably not the best approach. Anyway, this constant flux of life, the cycle of birth, aging, and death, creates a sense of unease and insecurity. Number 3, the suffering of conditioned existence. This is the most pervasive and profound form of suffering, often translated as the suffering of being or the suffering of conditioned states. The underlying sense of dissatisfaction and unease permeates our lives, even when we're not experiencing acute pain or loss. This suffering arises from our fundamental ignorance of reality, identification with a separate, unchanging self, and our clinging to the illusion of permanence. It's not there. It manifests as a subtle anxiety, a restlessness, a feeling that something's missing, even when our basic needs are met. For example, we may feel a sense of lack or incompleteness, even when we have everything we need materially. Or we may constantly seek validation from others to fill a perceived void. That won't fill any void, it'll just make the void even bigger. So at the end of the day, we are actually all on our own, and it's what we think about ourselves and what we're going to do about our life that's going to make all the difference. To remind you, you are listening to Zen and the Art of NLP with me, Dr. Steve Simpson, and we are going to take a swift break very shortly. But before we do that, take a moment to think about these 4 questions. I ask them every week, and that's because they are really important. These are the stepping stones. If we can't get these steps, if we can't get these questions right, it just makes life a bit more uphill. Question number 1, what is your greatest gift? Some of you will know immediately what it is because that's what you spend all of your time doing. But some of us we don't see the things that are often in front of our eyes. We think, oh, everybody can do this, but not everybody can. So we've all got a gift, and if you don't know what it is, ask somebody you trust, a friend, family, whatever it might be, and they will tell you because it'll be very obvious to them, and you might just get a surprise. Question number 3, what is the one thing that you desire the most? Sorry, this is question 2. What's the one thing that you desire the most? Desires are important. We have to know what we want. They're not that important, but they're a good starting point. So have at least one desire of something. What do you desire the most? Question 3, what's the one that is stopping you from achieving it? Stopping you from achieving it, because this is important to identify what's stopping, because part of life is identifying these kind of barriers and either jumping over them or knocking them down. And the final question, which is a different one, what's the one thing that you want to share with others? Now, this is different because this one isn't coming from me, 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 me. This is coming from, well, you, what can I do to help? How can I help? What can I share? And when you do this and get out of your own head and start thinking about other people with the things that they're struggling with, you're raising your frequencies. Our bodies manufacture a lot of electromagnetic force around it. And when our frequencies are high, this force field extends further. And when it's low, it goes closer in. We keep it closer to ourselves. So spread it out. Quantum theory being what it is, those frequencies, the high frequencies are going to resonate with somebody in the universe. Chances are many more people will resonate with them, and you will probably get some pleasant results from this, and you'll feel better anyway, because we all feel better when we do something for somebody else rather than from ourselves. So when we return, step 2 of 3 asks the question, where are we now? And step 3, as I mentioned before, will be, where are we going? We will soon find out, and we'll put some Zen secrets into practice with a guided meditation that will release the wisdom of your unconscious mind and do all the hard work for you. Trust me, this is a lot easier than it might sound. Stay tuned. We will be right back, helping you achieve more success with less stress. And we are right back. I hope you enjoyed pondering those 4 big questions during the break. The best way to find out more about me and my work, and I hope you do, is to check out my website, drstevensimpson.com. Sign up for my free weekly newsletter and discover plenty of other free stuff to explore, including the popular Zen Doctor and the Poker Genius podcast channels. If you feel rich, and I hope you do, and if you don't, I hope you're going to be very, very rich very shortly, you can also purchase some great books, hypnotic audio books, and coaching programs, and most of those don't cost hardly anything. Step 2 of 3 concerns where we are right now, the first noble truth in the modern world. This is about understanding the pervasiveness of dukkha, and consider the following examples, which we've touched upon a little bit in the earlier part of the show. Physical discomfort. Even in the absence of acute pain or illness, our bodies are constantly subject to subtle discomforts like hunger, thirst, fatigue, and the effects of aging. Though often overlooked, these sensations, they all contribute to the background noise of dukkha. That's the word for suffering. Emotional turmoil. We'll be very familiar with this. Our minds are often plagued by a whirlwind of emotions, including anxiety, fear, anger, sadness, jealousy, and insecurity. These emotions, even when they're fleeting, create a sense of unease and instability within us. I was always taught, remember, you're only ever one thought away from a better thought. Existential angst. This is the awareness of our mortality, the fragility of life, and the uncertainties of the future. They can generate deep-seated anxiety and irritation. And then there's the dissatisfaction and frustration. We often find ourselves striving for something more, chasing after goals, possessions, or relationships in the hopes of finding lasting happiness. Yet these pursuits usually leave us feeling empty and unfulfilled, highlighting the inherent dissatisfaction of conditioned existence. Now it's time to move on to the final step, step 3 of 3, and it asks, where are we going concerning the first noble truth? This is important because the answer can help us achieve, as we say every week, a lot more success with a lot less stress. And embracing the first noble truth allows us to cultivate honesty and acceptance. We cease denying or suppressing our pain, and instead we learn how to acknowledge it with honesty and acceptance. This allows us to respond to our suffering skillfully rather than reacting impulsively or engaging in self-destructive behaviors. Develop compassion. Recognizing our suffering deepens our empathy for the suffering of others. We become more sensitive to the pain and the struggles of those around us, fostering a sense of interconnectedness and compassion. We seek true liberation. Understanding the pervasive nature of suffering motivates us to seek a path beyond it. It inspires us to explore the deeper truths of existence and cultivate the wisdom and practices that lead to lasting peace and liberation. This journey towards liberation is not just a path, but a beacon of hope and inspiration. Live more mindfully. We talk about this most weeks. By acknowledging the impermanence of all things, we learn to appreciate the present moment more fully. We savor the joys and beauties of life while recognizing their fleeting nature, and we develop a sense of gratitude for each precious moment. I've seen vivid examples of this, people who had really bad COVID and were put on ventilators. They didn't know whether they were going to wake up again. The doctors would often give them a 50-50 chance. But when they did wake up, this is the first thing they say. They notice everything in detail and are endlessly grateful for it. Anyway, fortunately, we don't have to go through that. Anyway, freedom from suffering, it doesn't come from words alone. It comes from the wisdom found in the depths of the unconscious mind. To connect you to this wisdom, I invite you to join me for a 3-minute guided meditation to find the stillness where the truth can speak. As Leonard Cohen says in his song, there's always a crack where the light gets in, and there always is. So let's get started now. Begin by finding a comfortable seated position. Close your eyes or soften your gaze. Breathe slowly and a little more deeply than usual. Feel your body relax with each breath. Now bring your attention to the present moment. Notice the sensations of your body in contact with the chair or the floor. Feel the rise and the fall of your chest as you inhale and as you exhale. As you continue to breathe, acknowledge the first noble truth. Life is suffering. This isn't a pessimistic statement, but rather an invitation to honestly observe the nature of existence. Reflect for a moment on the various forms of suffering: physical pain, emotional distress, the impermanence of all things. Recall moments in your own life where you've experienced these. Allow yourself to feel the discomfort of these memories without judgment. Notice how these experiences have shaped you, perhaps creating anxieties or fears. Recognize that suffering is a universal experience. Everyone, regardless of their circumstances, encounters pain and loss. This understanding can foster compassion for yourself and for others. Now shift your focus back to your breath. Observe the gentle flow of air in and out of your nose. Anchor yourself in the present moment, letting go of past and future worries. As you breathe, cultivate a sense of acceptance. Accept that suffering is a part of life, but it doesn't define you. You have the strength to face challenges with courage and with resilience. Remember, first and foremost, that this meditation is not about dwelling on negativity. It's about acknowledging the reality of suffering to move towards greater peace and understanding. Take a few more deep breaths, allowing the insights from this meditation to settle within you. When you're ready, gently open your eyes. Carry this sense of acceptance and compassion with you throughout your day, and may this meditation bring you closer to inner peace and to wisdom. Remember that meditation is a practice. With consistent effort, you will develop a deeper connection to your inner stillness, finding moments of tranquility and clarity amidst the busyness of life. Whether one seeks enlightenment, inner peace, or just a deeper understanding of oneself, Zen offers a path of self-discovery and awakening that transcends cultural and religious boundaries. Its timeless wisdom and profound simplicity resonate with those seeking a meaningful and fulfilling life in the modern world. Just time for a quick question or two. Is suffering just physical pain, or does it encompass more? Well, as I think, as we've mentioned, there are all types of suffering, and we only mentioned a few of them, and you might have others that we didn't. But yes, it is. More important is how we deal with it. If suffering is inevitable, what's the point of trying to avoid it? Well, that's how it can feel sometimes, that it is inevitable. What is the point? Well, there's always a point. There's always something to take pleasure from. There's always something that you can focus your attention. Anyway, now it's time for the top tip of the week. And here we go. Freedom from suffering does not come from words alone. It comes from the wisdom found in the depths of the unconscious mind. And that's what we try to do, to connect to the unconscious mind, because this is the easy way to a lot more success with a lot less stress. So thanks for joining us on the show today. We've got a great program lined up for you at the same day and at the same time next week. So be there and invite all your friends and your family and everybody else too, even the people you don't like. And they don't want to do that, but just who knows, they might be your best friend in the future. Stranger things have happened. So I look forward to meeting you all again next week. In the meantime, meet many exciting people, make massive progress on your projects, and most importantly, have almost too much fun. Goodbye for now.
You have been listening to the Zen and Art of NLP. A lot more success with a lot less stress. Tune in every Thursday at 9:30 a.m. Pacific on Transformation Talk Radio as we dive into the depths of your unconscious mind and awaken your intuition, unlocking hidden talents and supercharging your personal and professional relationships. Continue embarking on a stress-free journey towards unparalleled success by subscribing to future episodes and stay updated on the latest content. Easily share these captivating shows with your loved ones and create meaningful connections. Book a personal session with Dr. Steve Simpson to delve deeper into the topics that resonate with you. You can visit his website at drstevensimpson.com.
The views expressed on this program are those of the host, guests, and callers, and do not necessarily reflect the views of the station, its management, or advertisers. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.